Hi guys, welcome back to this week's vlog. In today's vlog is another showing vlog somewhere where we have never been before. I went on foot last year, but this time I'm going on down. So we're going to Woolsery. It's actually like an agricultural kind of show. It's a bigger show than the shows I've already been doing this year. So yeah, it's going to be good. There isn't just horses today. There's a dog show, there's a vintage tractor run, there's basically all sorts going on. If you guys was around this time last year when I went to North Devon show, it's a bit similar to that, it's just slightly smaller. So yeah, it's going to be good. Dan's never been there before either, and yeah, it's just basically bigger than all of the other shows that I've done and vlogged already this summer. So that's where we're going today. We got up here at 6:30 to get Dan platted, get him all ready and things. He hasn't had a bath because, as you guys know, we don't have running water or anything like that, and Dan doesn't actually get bath for any shows. We're very lucky that he keeps himself clean and he turns out very well just by like grooming him basically. Obviously if we had warm water and we had running water, we would bath him for shows and things. It's just unfortunately we can't, and we managed to make it work without it basically. So he's all plaited. We've chalked his legs as well. To be honest with you, the shows that I've been doing this year, we haven't bothered to chalk his legs. We've just groomed him and plaited him, but because it is a bigger show, we need to be more on top with getting him even smarter. So he's got his legs chalked, we're just waiting for them to dry, but everything else is basically the same. We're going to do the show hunter pony today, which is the same class that I done at North Devon last year, and the same classes that I do at the smaller shows as well, like the local ones. So yeah, I reckon the venue is about an hour away, but Dan has been stood outside while I've been plaiting, and I want to get him in the stable before his legs get muddy. So I'm just going to show you him. So as you can see, his legs are done, and there's his plait. Although this here, because it's so short, it keeps coming out, so I keep putting bands on it, but with him moving it keeps coming out. But I always take my plaiting bands with me anyway, just in case I have to redo them. So when I get on, I'll sort that out, but at the moment there's no point, 'cause it's just going to keep coming out. His forelock, but yeah, he's looking clean, and I think he's looking presentable for today considering he hasn't had a bath. So I'm going to get him in the stable now. So we've got the trailer. My mum's just turning it around. Before we went to get the trailer, I put Dan's massage pad on for him. So hopefully he's going to have a nice massage. But guys, as you all know now that Mittens is home, Mittens has spotted the trailer and she's like, wait, what? Am I going back in it to go back home where I was before I come here? Am I staying? Is there a new pony in here? She doesn't know what's going on. It's been a while, isn't it, Mitts? And now you're going to keep seeing the trailer. Honestly, guys, a little update for you all. She's settled in really well. Really well. You guys would have seen my first ride out with her, obviously with her being led, and you would have seen how she went and things. But yeah, she settled in so well. She's now got her nameplate on the door, which she's basically had since we've had her. But we've put it up now. It's been on many stable doors. And also we've got her a fly rug now, which come in the post one day last week, as you can see. She's rolled and got it filthy. Obviously we had to get the matching one that Danny and Dawn had, so they're all zebras. And she's got the same fly mask. It's the Shire's one that Danny and Dawn have got as well. So she's basically got matching stuff. And I know this vlog is not about Mittens, but do you know I said, guys, in the first vlog when I brought her home that, you know, we're not putting a lightweight on her because, you know, basically if you watch the vlog and you listen to that part, you guys will know. Well, that kind of lasted for about 2 nights that she didn't wear a rug. And then I just felt so bad, like the weather was just awful, and it was actually quite cold as well, and she didn't feel that warm, and I just felt so bad, her being out in the rain, not feeling that warm. So we were like, no, she needs to have a rug. So luckily we kept, obviously, because we didn't sell her or anything, and we knew that at some point she would be coming home, we just had no idea when. So we kept all of Mittens's rugs and everything like that. The only thing that she didn't have was a fly rug that we had to order for her, but lightweight, medium weight, fleeces, all the rugs that you can basically think of, Mittens has already got. It's just been stored in a box. So yeah, we just had to go and get her lightweight. It's a 0 gram and it's got no neck or anything, but she's just wearing that at night time now. And she seems to be fine. She hasn't been too hot in it. I was really surprised because, as I mentioned, where she come from, it was a lot colder place than what it is here. So God knows how she managed where she come from if she wasn't very warm here when it's a lot warmer here. But yeah, she's now wearing a lightweight, and she's just basically swapping between fly rugs and lightweight. So yeah, it's all good. But anyway, that's enough about Mittens, but I've told you guys, obviously I'd update you on her, whether it's a vlog about her or if it's a vlog with me doing something with Dan. So yeah, she's been here now a week and 2 days, and yeah, she's been absolutely fine. Dan put her in her place last week. I actually had a message from someone across the village saying that the first night there was a lot of whinnying going on. So luckily they were absolutely fine, and they looked across the field and they said they're all settled there, like they're fine, but there was just a lot of calling, but it turns out that Dawn last week, the first few days when she was coming, whenever Mittens would go near her or Dawn would go near Mittens, Dawn would make this ridiculous squeal. I honestly have no idea why, because Mittens wasn't like doing anything to Dawn. But she stopped doing that now, Dawn. But I think that's what it was. When Mittens was going near Dawn or Dawn was going near Mittens, she was squealing, and obviously the village is going to hear it. But I've had no messages since, so we're all fine. But Mittens did come in with a little bit of not a sore, but I think Dan, where he put her in her place, which is bound to happen, I think he bit her. But we've been putting Camrosa and Sudocrem on, and it's looking amazing now. Like, you wouldn't even think that happened. But since that, obviously, Dan's just telling Mittens that he's going to be in charge of them both. But since that, we've had no problems or anything. So yeah, so I'm going to put Dan's travel boots on now, because we were meant to be going to get the trailer at 7:15, and we didn't get there till 7:30, and we're meant to be leaving at 8 o'clock, and I'm stood here, guys, talking to you. So I'm going to get his travel boots on. I'm not sure whether to travel him in his dry rug or not. I'll kind of decide that once I've put the travel boots on. Then we'll get loaded and then we'll get on the road. So let's go and do that, Dan. Hey, boy. He's just nice and chill with his massage pad on. It should be finishing anytime soon, but if not, then he can just travel in it. It doesn't hurt. The rug on, guys. He's wearing his dry rug. Honestly, cannot recommend this rug enough. It is amazing. It's detachable neck. It regulates the horse's temperature. Don't have to worry about him being too hot, but also I know he's going to be warm enough in it. It's amazing for if your horses get wet. Hopefully, touching wood, guys, it doesn't happen today, but they dry really, really quickly with it. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. And like I said, it's a detachable neck, so he doesn't have to wear the neck if he doesn't want to. But yeah, love it. Ignore the mess, guys, but he's got his travel boots on. He's all ready to rock and roll. In this bag, I've got his mesh rug. Obviously, when it's a lot hotter today, this is something he would wear. But I'm going to take it with me today because we're going to hope that the weather changes. But no, I think he's going to be in this all day. Also, I told you guys he had his massage pad on earlier, but I've turned it back on for another half an hour. That's as long as they massage for. So he can have that on in the trailer. But we're all ready, so we're going to get out and get in the trailer. Such a good boy. To be honest with you guys, we're not actually sure where we're going. Although I went there last year on foot, we know how to get so far, and then we have no idea. I have no idea how long it's going to take us to get there. I'm allowing an hour. I'm not saying it's going to take that long, but just so we've got plenty of time. But let's lock this gate up. Just coming to our local store, DP Agri, to get Dan's food, because we ordered it in last week and they called us to say it's coming and we haven't come to pick it up, and we desperately need it. So we was going to do it on the way home, but someone sat here talking to you guys forgot to get Dan's, it's like a main cone to do his markings on his bum, and it's kind of essential. Always remembered it for my smaller shows, but today when I actually do need it, it's quite important. I haven't got it, so we thought we'll pop into DP now, get his food, and then we don't have to worry about that later on. And then we can pick up one of those main cones, so then I've got one. Where is it, guys? I look in the right place. This one now, guys, we want another one of the other one. I picked up another one of these. Such a good boy, guys. Good boy, Dan. Good boy. Gonna put all these in the cart and then I'm gonna give him a treat, guys. As you'll have seen, I picked up 2 of these. We're gonna have one to stay at home and then one to have in the trailer, so I don't always forget it. But we picked up one with a stick. Well, I did. Because I thought that was the one, but it's not. It's this one, so I got them. And then we picked up some lickets for Dan the man. He has got apples for later, but we picked up some lickets. We've got quite a few. That's not for today, that's for Mittens and obviously Dawny once we get back home. We are here, guys. So it's at Clovelly Court. I actually remember this now. I remember driving this last year. I recognise it. So we'll just be parking in a different field than last year, because obviously we didn't have a trailer this time last year. Sorry guys, I haven't really been filming. It was a bit muddy coming in at the entrance. So guys, I didn't even realise, but my name's in the book. So these are like everybody's names and then the classes and things. But I'm here. Danny Bay Gelding 2008. But yeah, so that's it. But we need to go up to the tent now. So we're going to go and do that, and then I need to get tacked up, I think.
I get around despite the loss. I'm over here, gotta get across. Whether you like it or not, there is a moment meant for us. And now you made it, but I already played this. Not interested, open your eyes, let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me, shadowing me, I won. Oh, the sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. Oh, I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna run. Open your eyes, let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me, shadowing me, I won. Oh, the sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. Oh, I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna run. picture for the ones that are lost in life. But even dreamers have the power to save a friend. And I know you are afraid that you fade again. You can take it to the grave, but it doesn't end with you. In the blue, know that we would never work. I know that someone would get hurt. I think I have to let you go. Should be easy, but it's not. Cause the problem is I love you. What to do? I count to 3 when you're next to me. I love you. What to do now? Do now. Only problem is I love you. What to do? You got me bound, make my world spin round. I love you. What to do now? I want you.
Of a change for you guys. I'm pretty sure if my mum got the footage of it, and you guys would have already seen it, but we were walking back to the trailer and it was soaking wet. Well, anyway, we've done my class. We're back home now. Dan's with his haylage. I've still got his platting because if you guys saw that video, it was horrible weather. Like, it was dry all morning while we was there, the beginning of my warm-up and things, and then probably about 10 minutes before I went into my class, it started to rain. In the warm-up where I was, there was like lots of trees, so I got down under the tree and I just stood under there with him. And then I put my Equestrian on as well. And then we were heading back to the trailer to go and put his lightweight on because we thought he'd be a bit cold. It was quite chilly there, and obviously we didn't want him to get wet either. And we was walking up and I saw a few people that I knew. And I was like, oh, have you been into your class? You know, just making general chat. And they're like, no, I think I've missed my class and their class. And I was like, really? And then I was like, has any of like the hunter classes gone ahead? And they were like, yeah, they've been or something like that. And I was like, what? I was like the 4th or the 5th one in of the hunter classes. And they were like, I think it's already been called out. And I was like, well, it can't have, because like I've been waiting to go into the class, obviously, and I would have like heard it, and I would have thought they would have put it on like the tannoy thing if no one turned up, because obviously when you're in the rings, the judges have got like a clipboard with the paper of like your name and your horse's name and your number. So if you can't find your class or something like that, or you're late, they will just call out your number and the ring, or your horse or your name or something like that, which none of that happened. So anyway, I did miss my class, but luckily we saw the judges in my ring and was like just double checking if I had missed it or not, and they were like, yeah, we've been waiting, no one turned up. And I was like, I've been waiting, I'm ready. And they were like, oh, come in now. There was meant to be 2 of us in the class, but unfortunately the other girl didn't come into my class. I'm not sure whether she decided not to come, or I don't know, she didn't hear the class like I didn't. I have no idea why she wasn't in the ring. So it ended up just to be me and Dan. So we still done our show and everything like that, because obviously we knew what we were going to get placed, but we still done our show. We obviously come first. I won prize money as well, which I literally cannot complain. I'm not sure how much I actually won. I will have a look in a minute, because we've literally just got back and I need to take Dan's plats out and things. But yeah, really happy with Dan. He was such a good boy. The ground was a bit, in one of the warm-ups, it was like right where we parked. There was like a warm-up, but it was so boggy, and I like walked him in there and I was like, no, I'm not riding him in that, it's so wet. So I took him out of there, and then we rode further down. It's like this massive tree, and like you could ride around the tree. So I started doing that, and then the hunt was there, and the hounds was all making noises and things, and Dan knows what that sound is, guys, and he gets rather excited. So I was like, I can't warm up down there now because he's excited. So I went all the way down the other end, which luckily, like, the ground was obviously wet because we've had a lot of rain, but it wasn't like really slippery. I took it careful with him. I was very cautious about him slipping and stuff. But it seemed to be okay. On the top, obviously, it was wet, but actually underneath, it was quite nice. It was like the perfect ground. So I just took it careful with him, and we walked trotted, and we had like a few canters, and he was being really good. And then, yeah, I went into my ring, done my show, and then because obviously I won, I went straight into the championships. Now the championship was straight after my class, so went into the championship. There was 2 others. Now the 2 others that was in championship, they were in a different class to me, but they were all hunters. So they done a hunter class, but it would have been for the smaller ones. But then all of the hunter classes all merged together for championship. So that's why there was 3 of us. I didn't get pulled in for championship or anything, and to be honest, I know why, because I done Dan's markings on his bum, but really he should have shark teeth, and I cannot do shark teeth whatsoever. Like, he has been to some shows and had his shark teeth done, but that's not by me, that is by people that I know that are very kindly happy to do it for Dan. So yeah, I didn't have my shark teeth on. That's something that I do need to practice so that I can do it for myself, because it looks so much smarter and it's like more of the correct thing. But I done half of the markings then by just doing the lines. I'm capable enough of doing that, but I'm no artist either. And then so yeah, and then Dan's tail wasn't pulled how it should be, and his tail's in a mess anyway, because as you guys are aware, I messed it up a few months ago thinking that I was doing the right thing, and it made it actually 10 times worse. And then when Zara come up to do his mane, I wanted her to do his tail, but she was unable to do the tail because I completely messed it up. So really, he needed his shark teeth and he needed his tail pulled or done something to it. But everything else was like correct, and he had everything else, like his plaits and everything like that. But the other 2 ponies, they had their shark teeth and their tails are pulled, so it's fair enough that they, like, I knew who, I was stood there and I was like, I know that one's going to come first, that one's going to come second, and we won't get placed, because I noticed that their tail was pulled and they looked smarter. So that's fair enough. But yeah, really happy with how Dan went. It wasn't nice weather. God, I can't get my words out. It wasn't very nice weather, obviously, when I was doing my show, so he was very good. Also, there was a lot of horses not behaving there today, and he was just superb the whole time. And the minute I come out of the championship, I walked him straight to the trailer, got off him, took his tack off, put his rug on. I actually loaded him up with his bridle on, and then once he was in there and out of the rain, I then took his bridle off, put his saddle on, put his head collar on, sorry. He already had his rug on, because we done that like the minute I got off him. Gave him loads of treats because it was very well deserved. And then we literally just got in the car. I took my jacket and hat off, shoved my jumper on, and we've driven home. So it's still horrible weather. We've decided that we're going to keep the ponies in now for a few hours, because there's no point in them being out when it's like this. Yeah, so super happy with Dan. It's a shame that there was only me in the class, because, you know, it would be quite nice to have a group of people in my class to see actually where I would come, if you know what I mean. Because obviously the last show I done, there was 3 of us, and I come first out of them. So, you know, really happy with that. But I would quite like it there to be more people, just to see if I would still come first, or if I would be right down the bottom, which is probably where we would be. But no, very, very happy with him. We're actually going to showing again this week. We're going on Wednesday. So Wednesday we're going to North Devon Show, which is one of the biggest shows we've ever done. We done it last year. We're going back there again. It's only down the road for us. Obviously this vlog you guys will have already have seen, and by the time you see this vlog I will have been to North Devon Show. So yeah, looking forward to that. Hopefully the weather's going to be better, fingers crossed. So I need to get my jobbers and everything all ready for Wednesday. I mean, I've got tomorrow where I can sort that out and clean his tack, and then I'm going to be plaiting again, guys. But obviously that's going to be in a separate vlog, and it will all be vlogged. So stay tuned for that vlog, guys. See how we get on. And yeah, I'm going to actually sort Dan out now. We were lucky as well, because we did think that we might have had to have been towed out of the field, because obviously we've had so much rain. We were so lucky because there were quite a lot of people there already, but nothing had been churned up, so we was able to just drive straight in. We put our 4-wheel drive on, but we got straight in. And then luckily, we just had to keep going down the hill when we left, and then we went out of a different way. So we was really lucky, but when I was getting Danny ready, there was lorries and everything getting towed in, so we was extremely lucky with that. And then on the way out, there was cars where people obviously come to watch, where they cars were spinning and they got stuck, but it's all good. But anyway, guys, like I said, if you've enjoyed it, please make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time, and it will be in the North Devon Show vlog. So I'll see you all soon. Bye.